Hello everyone, welcome to Metro Surveyor channel. You know this channel is dedicated for sharing knowledge and learning subjects on non-life insurance, risks, losses and claims. Now in this part 6, I explain about insurable interest, one of the principles of insurance. As to what is insurable interest, who possess insurable interest, why the presence of insurable interest is necessary, and what will be the consequence in the absence of insurable interest. We will discuss all with reference to non-life insurance in a simple way so that new entrants to insurance, students, trainees, junior surveyors, loss assessors, junior level insurance employees, insured employees and insured public who are dealing and looking after insurance can easily understand the subject and benefit themselves. Now let us go to the subject. We cannot insure and claim on all properties and lives, but only on those properties and lives in which we have financial interest and legal relationship. For example, a owner of the property is put into loss when his property is lost or damaged. So he is interested in safe existence of his property. A family would suffer if the family head is happen to die or get injured. So the family head is interested in safe existence of his life, health, and that of his family. Creditors and mortgages, like banks and financiers, would be in trouble to recover the loan amount when the property on which they advanced the loan is lost or destroyed. So they are interested in safe existence of the property on which they lent. However, to the extent of the amount they lent. Bailies, like carriers and pawnbrokers, warehouses, are responsible for loss of goods or properties entrusted to them. So they are interested in safe existence of the goods or properties entrusted to their custody. An owner of the property may let for rent or lease his property with the condition that the leasee should take care of the rented or leased property, take responsibility to make good any loss to the property, and to pay the rent even if the rented property in his possession is lost, damaged, or destroyed. So the leasee is interested in safe existence of the property which he took for rent or lease. A contractor is responsible to his principal for works, materials at site, etc. And as such, the contractor is pecuniarily interested in the safe existence of the construction, engineering works, and materials at site, etc. Employers may have to incur legal liability to pay compensation to their employees when their employees are met with an accident in the course of their employment. So the employers are interested in the life of their employees during their employment. A consignor who consigned the goods to consignee is interested in safety of the goods in transit until it's delivered to the consignee or he receives the value of the goods in transit. A consignee who had paid for the goods may be put into loss when the goods are lost, damaged, or destroyed in transit. So he is interested in safe receipt of the goods in transit. Even the insurance companies stands to lose financially if the lives or properties which they had insured are lost. So they are interested in safe existence of the lives or properties to the extent they insure. Thus, persons or parties like owner, family head, creditors and mortgages like banks and financiers, bailees like carriers, pawnbrokers and warehouses, leases, contractors, employers, consignors, consignees, and even the insurance companies who have financial interest and legal relationship to the lives or properties, and whereby they stand to benefit by the safety of such lives or properties, and stand to lose by any loss, injury, or damage to the said lives or properties, are said to possess insurable interest. So, what is the benefits of insurable interest? What will happen if persons who lack insurable interest are insured? Only the pecuniarily interested persons or parties or organizations, as I illustrated, would be really interested in safe existence of the life and property that would be insured and take care of. They would not voluntarily cause death or injury, loss or damage to their lives or properties to which they are legally related, caring, and interested. The persons who lack such legal relationship, interest, and care in life or property means they are nothing to lose when such life or property is lost. If such uninterested, unrelated, uncaring, unlawful persons are allowed to take insurance on a life or property, in the event of loss, they would be really getting profit. Anyone would insure anyone else's property and be tempted to deliberately cause loss and thus claim with insurance company. This would be gambling or wagering and against the public policy. So, for a valid claim, it is a requirement that one must have financial interest and a legal relationship on the property or life or liability or any other interest necessarily at the time of loss. When should the insurable interest must be present compulsorily? Whether the insurable interest is necessary or not at the time of taking policy depends upon the type of insurance. For example, in marine insurance under CIF contract of sale, the seller on receiving payments from the buyer and after dispatching the goods loses his insurable interest in the goods. The buyer, on paying goods value, acquires the interest in the goods in transit. Hence, the buyer is entitled to claim any loss on such goods in transit, though he had no insurable interest at the time of taking policy by the seller or consignor. In other cases, like fire, motor, and miscellaneous insurance, we must have insurable interest both at the time of taking policy and at the time of claim, that is, throughout the currency of the policy. Thank you for watching. We will meet on some other topic. Till then, bye.